Many dream of moving to Norway, picturing stunning fjords, high salaries, and a great lifestyle. But the reality, sticker shock hits fast. Everyday items and rent are far pricier than expected. Suddenly, budgeting becomes essential, and the dream shifts to managing expenses in one of the world's most expensive countries. Let's pull back the curtain on what life in Norway truly costs. That big Norwegian salary might look amazing, but don't get carried away just yet. High pay in Norway comes with high costs. Housing, food, and taxes will eat up much more than you expect. Your money may not stretch as far as it would elsewhere. After taxes and expenses, your take-home pay could be much less than you think. So, before you celebrate, look at what you'll really have left each month. Norway's average salary looks high, about 55,000 kroner a month. But don't be fooled, these wages match Norway's high cost of living, so most of your income goes to essentials. Salaries are compressed, meaning less difference between the lowest and highest earners. On an average salary, you'll live a comfortable middle-class life, not a lavish one. In Norway, taxes are a big deal. Before you spend your salary, the government takes its share, often more than newcomers expect. But these taxes fund public healthcare, education, and social safety nets, reducing your financial risks. So, focus on your net income, not your gross. It's the real number you'll use to budget for life in Norway. Norway's great salary equalizer means most people, from teachers to executives, live similar lifestyles. High taxes and flat wages make displays of wealth rare. Here, your job title doesn't define your status. Everyone's in the same boat. This creates a relaxed, down-to-earth society focused on family, nature, and life experiences, not material possessions. In Norway, people work to live, not live to work. Renting in Oslo is in a league of its own. The capital's high demand means it's the most expensive city in Norway for renters. For many newcomers, the price shock is real. Small apartments can cost up to 20,000 kroner a month. You might spend up to 40% of your income on rent alone. Apartments are often compact, and competition is fierce. Plus, expect to pay a deposit equal to 3 months' rent up front. The Oslo premium is a reality. If Oslo's rental prices seem high, cities like Bergen, Trondheim, and Stavanger offer a bit more breathing room and slightly lower rents. While still expensive by global standards, you'll generally get more space for your money and a vibrant urban lifestyle. Savings can be several $100s a month, but housing remains a major expense, so careful budgeting is essential. Looking for affordable housing in Norway? Smaller towns and rural areas offer much lower rents than the cities. You can rent a spacious house with a garden for the price of a tiny Oslo apartment. But jobs are limited, often in local industries like fishing or tourism, unless you work remotely. Life here is peaceful and close to nature, but you'll need a car and a proactive approach to community. After rent, your next shock in Norway is your first grocery bill. A small basket of basics, bread, milk, chicken, can cost double what you expect. The high prices aren't a mistake. They're the norm here. Norway protects local farmers with tariffs and subsidies, so you pay more for food, but get quality and support local agriculture. Shopping here means adapting. Every purchase counts. In Norway, even a basic grocery basket, milk, bread, cheese, meat, apples, can cost $40 to $50. Prices are much higher than in most countries, and families can easily spend over $1,000 a month on food. Meat, alcohol, and fresh produce are especially expensive due to taxes and import costs. This Norway premium shapes daily habits, making every meal a careful, mindful choice. Faced with such high grocery prices, you might be wondering how anyone in Norway affords to eat. The truth is, Norwegians have developed a range of savvy strategies to keep their food budgets under control, and newcomers quickly learn to adopt them. The most important strategy is to pay close attention to weekly sales, known as tilbud. Every Monday, grocery stores release their flyers with special offers for the week. Locals plan their meals around these deals, stocking up on items like minced meat, chicken, or salmon when they are on sale. This requires flexibility and a willingness to eat what is cheap this week, rather than what you might be craving. Another key strategy is to embrace the store's own brands. Major supermarket chains like Rema 1000, Kiwi and Coop Extra all have their own private label products, which are significantly cheaper than brand name goods. For example, the First Price or Extra brands offer basic staples like pasta, canned tomatoes and frozen vegetables at a fraction of the cost of their more famous counterparts. While the packaging might be plain, the quality is often perfectly good. Learning to look past the fancy labels and focus on the price per kilogram is an essential skill for budget-conscious shopping in Norway. It's a simple switch that can save you a substantial amount of money over time. Timing your shopping can also make a difference. Many stores discount items that are approaching their expiration date, especially baked goods, meat and dairy products. If you shop towards the end of the day, you can often find products marked down by 30 or even 50%. This is a great way to get expensive items like fresh bread or high-quality meat at a more reasonable price, as long as you plan to use them quickly. Apps like Too Good To Go are also incredibly popular, allowing you to buy a surprise bag of surplus food from restaurants and grocery stores at a deep discount, preventing food waste and saving you money. Finally, many Norwegians limit their consumption of expensive items. Red meat might be a once-a-week treat rather than a daily staple, with more meals built around cheaper proteins like fish, eggs, or legumes. The famous Norwegian matpakke, or packed lunch, is another cornerstone of this frugal culture. Instead of buying an expensive lunch, almost everyone, from school children to company CEOs, brings simple, open-faced sandwiches from home. By adopting these local habits, chasing sales, buying store brands, timing your shopping, and packing your own lunch, you can successfully navigate the high cost of groceries and make your food budget much more manageable. Eating out in Norway is a true luxury. Even a simple meal at a mid-range restaurant can cost $30–40, and drinks add even more. Dining out is reserved for special occasions. Most socializing happens at home, where friends gather for a cozy meal together. If you keep suggesting restaurants, Norwegians might think you're either very rich or just don't know the local prices. In Norway, even a simple coffee and pastry can be surprisingly expensive. That's why Norwegians often bring packed lunches and coffee from home, saving money and embracing a home-centric culture. Before heading out, friends gather at home for drinks, a tradition called vorspiel, to avoid high bar prices. Home cooking and dinner parties are the norm, making socializing more affordable and intimate. Over time, you learn to find joy in a home-brewed coffee, a homemade meal, and the warmth of friends at home. In Norway's cities, public transport is efficient and cost-effective, making car ownership unnecessary for many. Buying a car is expensive due to high taxes, and ongoing costs add up quickly. Still, a car offers freedom to explore Norway's stunning nature. So many choose public transport for daily life and rent or share cars for adventures. Owning a car in Norway comes with many hidden costs. Beyond the high purchase price, fuel is heavily taxed, toll roads are everywhere, and parking fees add up quickly. Annual expenses like insurance, road tax, inspections, and winter maintenance make car ownership a major financial commitment. Understanding these costs is essential before buying a car in Norway. Hidden costs in Norway can surprise newcomers. Monthly bills like electricity, insurance, and connectivity add up fast. Electricity bills are split between usage and grid fees, and winter can send them soaring. Insurance is essential. Car and home policies are mandatory, and most people add contents and travel insurance, stacking up more monthly costs. Mobile and internet plans are high quality but expensive, easily totaling $100 or more per month. These aren't luxuries, they're basic needs, and forgetting them in your budget can lead to financial stress. In Norway, it's the accumulation of these smaller, persistent costs that really erodes your disposable income. Childcare in Norway is subsidized, but still a major expense, about $280 per month per child. Families with more than one child face significant costs, even with sibling discounts. Securing a spot in Barnhage isn't always easy. Timing and availability can force parents into costly alternatives or extended leave. The system is generous, but the bill is real. Raising a family here means budgeting for more than just rent and food. Social support helps, but doesn't erase the fundamental costs of childcare. Families must weigh these expenses carefully to ensure financial sustainability. A $100,000 salary in Norway sounds luxurious, but after taxes, often 35–40%, your take-home pay drops to about $60,000–$65,000. That's roughly $5,400 per month, not the $8,333 you might expect. Many expats miscalculate, budgeting for the gross, not the net. In Norway, this income puts you in the upper middle class, but not in a different league from teachers or nurses. You'll live comfortably, but you'll still watch prices and make careful choices. The 100K illusion fades fast. Real wealth here is about smart planning, not just a big number. Your salary is a ticket to a good life, not extravagance. Let's break down a typical monthly budget for a single person earning $100,000 a year. Rent for a one-bedroom in Oslo, $1,700. Utilities and internet, $200. Food, $600. Public transport, $85. Add phone, insurance, and personal expenses. Your essentials total around $3,200. That leaves about $2,000 for savings, leisure, and travel. But it goes fast. Gym, social outings, and weekend trips quickly eat into what's left. Even on a six-figure salary, every spending decision is a trade-off. You can afford a good life, but only with conscious choices and careful management. Norway's high costs mean your money is always accounted for. With $2,000 left after essentials, your savings depend on your lifestyle. Frugal living could mean saving $1,200 a month, enough for a down payment in a few years. But travel and experiences can shrink savings to a few hundred or even zero in busy months. Renting is the norm for newcomers. Buying requires years of disciplined saving for a 15% down payment. Life on $100,000 in Norway is comfortable, but not limitless. You can save or spend, but not do everything at once. The high cost of living keeps everyone mindful. Balance is key to enjoying Norway's quality of life. After digging into the numbers, you might be wondering if living in Norway is actually worth the high cost. It's a fair question. The expenses can feel overwhelming, especially if you're coming from a country with lower prices. But Norway offers something that can't always be measured in kroner or dollars, an exceptional quality of life. This is where the story starts to shift from just the financials to what those expenses actually buy you every day. Norway is regularly ranked among the best places in the world for overall happiness, well-being, and life satisfaction. Much of this comes down to the famous Norwegian work-life balance. Most people finish work by 4 p.m., and overtime is rare. This gives you time to enjoy your hobbies, spend time with family, and simply relax. There's a strong cultural focus on friluftsliv, the love of the outdoors, which is accessible to everyone, regardless of income. When you step outside your door, you're never far from a quiet forest trail, a mountain hike, or a stunning fjord. This access to nature is free, and it's a big reason why people cherish living here. Safety is another defining feature of Norwegian life. Crime rates are among the lowest in the world. Children walk to school alone, people leave their bikes unlocked, and public spaces are clean and well maintained. This sense of security brings peace of mind that's hard to put a price on. Whether you're in the middle of Oslo or a small village in the north, you can generally trust the people around you and feel safe wherever you go. For families, this is often the deciding factor in choosing Norway over other destinations. The sense of community adds another layer to the quality of life here. While Norwegians are sometimes described as reserved, there is a deep-rooted culture of looking out for one another. Public spaces are welcoming, and there are countless clubs, volunteer groups, and activities, often subsidized by the local government, that help you build connections with others. Yes, the cost of living is high, but what you receive in return is a life that many people around the world dream about. Secure, connected, and balanced. So, what do your hard-earned Norwegian kroner really buy you? It's not just about the size of your apartment or how many times you can eat out each month. One of the biggest things you get is access to one of the world's best social welfare systems. Healthcare is public and affordable, with low out-of-pocket costs for doctor visits and hospital stays. Education is free, from kindergarten all the way through university. If you have children, they'll grow up in a school system that values creativity, play, and well-being as much as academic achievement. Norway's social safety net also means that if you lose your job, become ill, or need parental leave, there's a strong system in place to support you. These benefits are not just for the wealthy, they're for everyone. This takes a huge amount of stress out of daily life. You don't have to worry about paying enormous medical bills or going into debt if something unexpected happens. This kind of social security is a major reason many people are willing to pay higher taxes and higher prices at the store. Let's not forget Norway's natural beauty and environmental quality. Even in the largest cities, air and water are clean. Public spaces are well maintained, and the country is heavily invested in sustainability and green technology. This commitment to the environment means you can enjoy outdoor life in a way that is simply not possible in more crowded or polluted places. Whether it's cycling along the Oslo fjord or skiing under the northern lights, these experiences are part of daily life, not just something you do on vacation. In the end, choosing Norway is about priorities. If your main goal is to build wealth quickly, Norway might not be the best fit. The costs will eat into your savings more than you expect. But if your goal is a safe, stable, and healthy life, with access to world-class nature, a supportive social system, and a true sense of community, then Norway delivers in ways few other countries can. The money you spend here buys you something beyond material comfort. It buys you peace of mind, well-being, and the chance to live life at a slower, more meaningful pace. Norway offers high salaries, but daily life is expensive, from groceries to rent and taxes. Yet you gain world-class public services, safety, and a strong social safety net. If you value nature, balance, and well-being over material wealth, Norway may be worth the price.